Hey, what's happening, man? Welcome to the Morning Smoke, man. It's your boy, Rich.
Leander Williams.
Yo, man. Another day passed, man. Another day to be great, brother. How you spend your...
Man, just trying to do what I can, brother. Another day forward. Not much at all.
Man, you get that lip pot of coffee.
Gotta do it, man. It's personal. It's always personal.
Okay. Okay.
Gotta make a whole pint.
Say energy is personal,
Yes,
huh? Man, I like it. And what's that you got on front of there, man?
Oh, Tennessee tight, man. Don't bring this up, brother.
What we get?
Try. Hey, but we've been down for so long, though. We've been down for so long, and I was just shocked, man. Our team was able to do what they did. Just bring back some memories from 2000 when we was at the Super Bowl, but it's been 20 years.
Shot 1 yard.
But once you a fan, man, I always a fan. So, I ain't just no bandwagon.
That's
been doing this for a while.
Yeah. And one thing you can say as a Tennessee Titans fan, brother, you ain't no bandwagon, brother. There's no band associated with that organization.
Hey, brother, it's all good. So who's your team? Why you want to, bring mine up?
New England Patriots, baby.
Oh, man, I think that's, people have been doing that for a while. I think we just became a fan about 2-3 years ago.
Come on, brother. You know that, man.
I ain't seen you with a jersey until like 2 weeks ago.
I'm not going to afford it.
Oh, yeah, man. So I see you got a stack of books over there, brother. What? I would say, man, like, what's been a good life-giving inspiration book that you would recommend to a lot of people?
Man, a lot of people don't know this, man, but so when I was young, I ain't used to read like that for real, but I do remember one book in particular. Rainbow It's something about being different, man. No, man. I think a book that shook my life the most, man, just, as far as life and inspiration and everything. I know it ain't just naturally like what people call inspirational, but it was such a mind-provoking book, man. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So a lot of people say that. I'm going to have to jump on the wagon. I ain't going to change that because that's what other people say, man. That book changed my life. Like, it changed the way I think. It changed my desire for education towards investing and finances. You know what I'm saying? It really, it was the book that started me on the path that I am now. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the book that I contribute the most, man.
Right.
What's yours?
I don't know. I probably have to say the same. And I won't say so much because of, I guess everybody had their own experience with it and how they, I guess, interpret it. But for me, that was like the first book that I actually got and I applied the information that was in it.
Yeah.
So it's one thing to read and you got all this information, but actually put it into work and see what it can do for you, man. That's a whole different spin. So I took some of those principles he taught in there and just started to do it, and I was like, yo, this actually worked.
Yeah.
So it was crazy that. But I would also say The One Thing, man, by Gary Keller is a close second. Because me being, I ain't trying to brag, but multi-talented, I got a lot of different things that I can do. And for him to really say, yo, hone in on this one thing here that you see as being the biggest contributor to society, use that to open up the gate for everything else. So I think it was for me, I was at the end of the book yo, this is me. He's talking directly to me. For him to drop that information, those jewels in there, man, I appreciate him for it. Shout out to Gary Keller.
So what you feel like is the one thing? Was it what you were saying about the opening the gate? Or you feel like what's the one thing?
For me?
Yeah, what you grab out of it?
I think,
being multi-talented.
I think so much of...
No humility.
No, I think for me, one thing that I can do is, inspiration, motivation, that type of thing. That's my arena, always. I don't care what time of day it is. I don't care what I'm going through, what I'm dealing with. People tend to reach out to me and, and I always have a word. I don't know if, that's divine. I would say it's divine. But, I just want to be used as a vessel in that. And hopefully, they can bridge off and do other things, potentially be a motivational speaker one day. Who knows? But just kind of building my platform now under the Let's Eat brand and just, actively pursuing that dream and doing what you love to do. And that's one thing I love to do, just to motivate people and inspire them to do something completely different from what they always been doing.
Yeah. Do you think there's a particular thing that make you, that make you more passionate about that subject? Anything in your life, or just you just I don't know?
I guess it's just
I stumbled into it.
Yeah, I think it just all. I think all of it's life experience, because I always try to speak from from my vantage point. things I've been through, things I dealt with. Like if I ain't about to tell you how to make $1 billion if I never, had to go through the process of doing it. I'd rather direct you to somebody who did that. So I talk from that angle, like all the things I experienced in life. If I can help you in any way, shape your mindset, transform it from that point, then it's all great for me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So even speaking of just like talents and gifts that we have, like what do you think has been your calling? Like what is that thing on your life?
I'm still trying to narrow it down, man, but it definitely is in the realm of like inspiration. You know what I'm saying? I don't think in a motivational sense. Mm-hmm. It's more of I have a vision to change a lot of things and help change a lot of lives. You know what I'm saying? But mine's more or less through ownership because I really, I get a sense that there's a lot of, it's a lot of people sick. It's a lot of people like depressed, like mental health, right. It's a whole lot of different contributors, man. And I think one of the greatest things that really add to that stress is the fact that culturally we don't own a lot. You know what I'm saying? And we come from a place of like historically and currently, like we just a people that have just been dealing with trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, like to just think about the trauma that we go through. I mean, most people go through. I ain't gonna limit that to no particular cultures, but speaking from mine, you know what I'm saying. It's so much that we go through, and I feel like one of the greatest reasons we go through what we go through, man, because we don't really own a lot. So it's so much more to stress about. Because it's like it's hard to own your households these days.
Right.
It's hard to because everything is a challenge. Like everything is super challenging. Like it's challenging to most people, but it's super challenging. You know what I'm saying? So, you just think about any aspect of a man's life of the culture, man. Like it's just super challenging in each area, and you don't even get pulled into like directions that are like what people would call like the negative ones. Like you naturally just like. That's all you really. That's most of it. That's the only opportunity shown. You know what I'm saying? So people don't really know nothing else. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like through ownership, man, we can change all of that, man. We can change our mentality of like seeking jobs and start seeking opportunities. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like just doing something that's greater, man. Like to where it's actually yours, man. Something that you can pass on to your kids, and that's that generational wealth thing, man. Where you give your kids something like. Because I just feel like too many times, I'm rambling a little bit now, but I'm okay with it. But it's like, passionate about it. But it's so many times, you know what I'm saying, where it's like that hustle and bustle your entire life, you pass away and your kids have to start off where you started at. To me, that's a life like wasted almost, you know what I'm saying? Right. To bring a child in his life and then to not give them anything that can help them along the way other than words and inspiration and things like that. Like it's time that we do something a little bit more than
some substance.
Yeah, give them something that can actually, you know what I'm saying, propel them into a different direction, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people always say like kids gonna naturally do a step better than their parents, generally speaking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but just set them up for that, like. Yeah, off my soapbox, you know what I'm saying?
It's all good. Yeah, but just like even with that though, like, cause you think the ownership through entrepreneurship is what you kind of angling at. Mm-hmm. But what about the people?
I wouldn't say necessarily entrepreneurship, man. It's just ownership of something that you can call your own. You know what I'm saying? Something that you can pass on. So you don't really have to be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like you can just get into investing. You know what I'm saying? But even investing is like. You owning something like most of the time, right?
But you think that's kind of like tapping on the realm of entrepreneurship, though, even if you're going into investing?
In a sense, but it not necessarily. I mean, entrepreneurs get tied into owning businesses and stuff like that, and actually being an active component,
right,
in owning businesses and stuff like that. While I feel like you can still have ownership, like you can invest in someone else or another company, which naturally you still own those things, but. I mean, I don't know if that falls under the real definition of entrepreneurship.
Right. Because I just look at from some angles, like I guess the different things that you go through as an entrepreneur. Like some people can't take that burden on.
That's true.
It's like a lot of people want to like just live just the American dream. Like I want to have me a house, car, my kids good, couple, my kids, a dog. And that's life for them. But looking at it from an entrepreneur standpoint, it's like, nah, that ain't it. We can do so much more. And I don't like knock people who don't want to be an entrepreneur because it is a burden. It is a task. It requires a lot of your time initially, but it's like you going through this journey, you're going through this path to buy back your time when you get older. Honestly, that's how I look at it. Like put in all the time you can now to set yourself up for the future. But in the back, on the front end of it, and on the back end of it, like you really like putting that substance for your kids, like giving them something in return. I think just like building up that inheritance, man. And I think, at first, for me, it was all like selfish acts. Like I'm trying to get me a old house and car and get me some money. Like that was all I ever thought about. Yeah. But it's crazy how life happens, things change. So the only thing for me is like, yo, they ain't gotta eat. Like that's the biggest thing for me now. Like, yo, make sure my daughter good and I actually can put some things up for her. And that really kind of got me into the investment phase of things. Just kind of set myself up for that. Yeah, to prepare for it.
I can feel that. But yeah, so I think in a way this is just me talking here, which is 100% of the time what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that being comfortable is a little outdated, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I think that's back when America more industrial. Now we're technological, and a lot of people. I mean, it's just like everybody else got on to the ownership phase. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I just think it's time that we got a little piece of it, man, because there's no such thing as comfort. Like, comfort is having a job for 20 years where you got to work there for 30 years to retire and you get laid off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, when you thought you was on that way, now you 40-something years old, new in the workforce, trying to find a new job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like ownership, so that's why I want to break it out. So most of the time when I speak it, I say ownership. I do slip up and say entrepreneurship because that's my thing. But I try to highlight the fact that you don't actually have to get involved with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just buy a couple properties or something, for example. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, or invest in somebody else's thing. Like invest in the freaking stock market.
Right.
Get a 401k. Get life insurance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like something that you can pass on, and that's what I mean by ownership. Something that you can pass to your kids. Because not everything, because most of the things we grab and we hold on to life, like you can't pass that on to your kid. Like that job, it stops when you stop. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's really what I kind of go at. That's kind of where I'm coming from with that. Like, but I know there's a lot of people out there that even probably not even care nothing about that. They still want to do that traditional thing, but there's no such thing as like comfort, man. Like everybody did. I'm in the military, man. There was a period where they were kicking people out of the military, and everybody swear that was a wake up job. Where it's just there, you hang out for 20 years, you collect that check, but then they were knocking people off, man. People late in 15, 16 years. 15, 64 years away from retiring and getting that check the rest of their life, and you gone. You know, it's just like that. They give you a severance pack and you gone. Like, what do you do then? What do you tell your kids? What do you give your kids? You know what I'm saying? You have no other plans. Like, it was just to be comfortable. Like,
that's crazy.
And it's crazy too, because when I first started, because I never really valued money. Like, I still don't value money. Like, I understand the value of money now, but I don't value, like, it's not really close to me. Like, I'm not like, I had to let that dollar go. A little bit of a lie. These days, I understand how important it is as far as like the value and what I can be allocating. I can be allocating that towards something else. So now when I'm feeling that way, it is because now it's like, okay, I could have been doing something to advance something. I could have been donating that to somebody that probably need that. Like, that's how I feel now. If I spend it on something foolish, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, yeah, I forget where I'm going. I built it up, though.
Nah, I think even with that, though, it goes back to the point you said, just being comfortable, because technology, man, advances every single day. You see, man, people bring out a new phone every 2 weeks almost with some new feature or something. And, man, if you ain't keeping up, man, you are so far behind, it don't make no sense. So I guess that level of comfort, you definitely can't fall into the realm of comfort nowadays. And just, I don't know, man. I think one thing that I don't like, honestly, is that people don't look at it from that standpoint of like, I need to be learning these things to advance not only myself but my family. But I think a lot of people doing this entrepreneur ownership thing because it's trendy. And then now the market becoming saturated with people who don't know what they doing, and just out here thinking they can just leave their job and everything gonna pop. But now it's a process that you actually have to go through, man. You're gonna have some up periods, some down periods, up periods, down periods, till you make this thing constant, or go beyond that point. So it's just, I don't know, man. It's just the whole ownership thing, entrepreneurship thing. I kind of, I say a lot of people should put themselves in that position. But then again, if your heart ain't in this, man, you need to stay your butt away. We don't need you if you ain't about this life, man. For real.
I just want to hop on investing though. You know what I'm saying? Like in any kind of way, just get some to pass on to your kids, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because that is that thing. Not everybody entrepreneurs. Like just because you know how to cook, don't mean you're gonna open the next best restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the business aspect of it that's more important than your talent. You know what I'm saying? You'll be a great employee, a good suitor chef, but you ain't gonna be you know what I'm saying? Like you probably won't be able to run that restaurant like you want to run that restaurant. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just feel like you gotta have something to pass to your kids, man. Right. And there ain't nothing you gonna pass that you don't own. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. And that's the thing about it, man. I feel like every child deserves that, and I feel like every parent should. When you talk about comfort, that should be your comfort, like making sure your kids straight. Right, yeah. Not that you can just get by, you know what I'm saying? Right. Collect your retirement check, you know what I'm saying? So now that whatever other retirement you got with the retirement check, that's what everybody aim for. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh boy, you made it.
You live now.
Yeah, well, I'm sick. Yeah, you want to live. What is it? The average life expectancy is like somewhere in the 70s if it ain't nowhere lower now. But it's somewhere in the 70s. You wait until you 65 to start living?
That's tough. You worked all those years, 25, 30 plus years, and then now I want to finally take a trip.
That's crazy.
Can barely move around.
And people get by until that point. And then that's finally when they're like, okay, I keep my feet up. But you still getting by. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just that you ain't got to hustle and bustle the whole day. But you still getting by because ain't nobody investing nothing. Ain't nobody owning nothing. So everything get taken from you just that quick, you know what I'm saying? And then you go on, like I just seen situations where people, like grandmothers living in a house, and her kids was raised in the house, the grandkids was raised in the house. Grandma passed away, they find out that she didn't even own the house, and they ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That's a sad case though.
And it's sad. It's super common though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as a real estate investor, it's good to have a lifelong tenants. Let's tell that right now, you know what I'm saying? So don't stop. But own your own, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta own your stuff, man. You gotta handle your business, man, and give your kids something that they can look forward to. They fight, too, like, fight hard and long about trying to keep their property within the family, but it's just not theirs. Like, they don't own that. And that's just how so much else around life, like that's just how it happened. Like stuff just started evaporating. Like you realize, like man, you ain't got nothing. Then you got to spend money to take care of losing a person. Then you ain't got really nothing to pass on to them. Right.
So, and there's one point you kind of mentioned there too that I see a lot of that I kind of hate too. So having some substance to give your kids, leaving them in inheritance, all of that is perfect in itself. Understanding information, how to operate, how to do this. Like to pass on, don't just let it be traditional. Like you just pass it on, they have no clue. Because you see a lot of instances where a parent may leave their child something with no understanding at all, and now they selling off everything that they parents worked hard for. That hurts me to my heart. Like it's like, yo, do you know how much effort, sweat, blood, and tears been put into this? And now you at a point where the cash is great right now. Let me squeeze me a couple $20,000 and you done lost all that they worked for, and you're not considering the next generation that comes after you. So I'm like, yo, come on, we have to think better from
on a deeper level. On a deeper level, when I hear you say that, and I dig that, and I agree with 100%. When I hear what you're saying, I think about that from a more opportunistic approach. Mm-hmm. Think about our ancestors and what they did to allow us to have the opportunities that we have now. Like, people were harassed. Like, freaking I don't know, all kind of crazy stuff, unimaginable things that happened to them because they wanted to have the liberties that we have. And then look at most of us these days.
Wow.
Blowing it, you know what I'm saying? Ain't doing that. And then when and we making it so bad that when you ain't passing it on to that. So in a way, it's like somebody else didn't work for it And we blowing the 20, 30,000 now. You know what I'm saying? Like we getting rid of the house. Right. We don't really value that stuff. Seems like
it make a lot of sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like I understand that there's things that hurt us we got to get through. That's why when I was talking about that trauma stuff, that ties into that kind of thing. Yeah. I think that affects things because we raised by the people that were raised by the people that lived through that stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Right. So and they passed on what they knew and how they understood life, and it's continuing to happen. You know what I'm saying? So we grow up and we experience like it. I mean, it still happens, but we grow up like we still in no conditions. Mm. But it's like it's so many more opportunities that we have and that people have like fought and dug deep to keep us in, man. Like it's crazy, man. When you said that's what I'm thinking, man.
I guess that do. Now you saying that, that's a big picture thinking thing. That I ain't think about that. Like seriously, like people's lives was put in danger, like life on the line. People lost their lives in order for you to have the freedom that you have now. And we just like sitting here, no gratitude, not valuing that process they went through. Mm-hmm. Like that is sad. Like that really gave me a whole new perspective on a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Wow, I didn't think about that, but that's just crazy, man. I apologize, man, for any time I made excuses to my ancestors. Seriously, like we have no excuse. Like we can't say nobody's holding us back now because it's opportunities where you can. It was one of my mentors was saying like you can't sit here and make this a black and white thing so much now, or oh I'm this, I'm that, I'm a black male in America. You have an internet now that don't have a face. You can sell products, you can do e-commerce where nobody have a face on what the product is. Mm-hmm. They don't know who's selling it behind the scene, and you have an opportunity to make something happen. So it's like, yo, ain't no excuses no more. All the excuses you like put out there, man, that's water on the bridge, as my father would say. Like it's gone, man. It's time we do better. Like we have to.
And I feel like we owe those before us that much. You know what I'm saying? Like they went out there and did the hard work.
Right.
Like right now, we just got to put things into motion. Like, and I mean, it's no time better than now. This is about the best time to be alive, man.
Facts. And I just seen Meek Mills just put a tweet up about that. He was saying like, yo, this is the best time to be a millionaire. Like, what y'all doing? Like, stop playing. Like,
it's too much.
It's go time. Yo.
Yeah, it's too much.
The opportunity's here. You can't put blame on nobody but yourself. And I think that's what the issue comes in. People not taking full responsibility for their life. Mm. They want to place blame on everybody else and stuff. Like, yo, I didn't get up on time, as E.T. would say, man. I owe me this. Like, I ain't putting in the work. Like, I can't sit here and be, McDonald's calling me to be fat. Like, no, you stop going through the drive-thru. Like, sit your butt down. Let's hit this gym. Let's make it happen. Like, so yeah, I guess that just applies to every aspect of our life. Like, we really gotta put in the work to make that happen. But that's a great point of view, though. Like, I didn't think about it.
That ownership spilling into personal ownership.
Right. Like, I didn't think about it.
That's important, man. I'm all big about that self-actualization, man. Like that, not the self, like just understanding self and mastering self. You know what I'm saying? Like in self, I mean, you got to exclude other factors out. Like, and the only person responsible for you is you.
Facts.
Like you can close your eyes and picture whatever boogeyman or bad person out there that's making your life hard or terrible. The man got you. Them folks, you know what I'm saying? Like, like whatever you close your eyes and say is the problem, open them up, baby. Open them up.
It's time to wake up, man. We've been sleeping
Open them up. Like, you're going to be met with challenge. I ain't saying it don't exist. Yeah, it happens. And it's going to be challenging either way. You know what I'm saying? Challenging anywhere, any side of the aisle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be some challenges. But ain't nobody saying it's going to be easy, but the opportunity exists. That's what our people fought for, the opportunity, man. Like, the fair opportunity. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? That's what they even said. Equal opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you got your share, man. You got your chance, man. But more importantly, man, give yourself a shot, man. And then more important than that, give your kids a shot, man. Your legacy, man. Like, give them a shot at life. You know what I'm saying? Don't take that away from them, man. Like, you owe them that much. You brought them to this world, man. Give them something, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to start passing word. Right. Start passing other things, man.
There was a cat, I remember having a conversation with a couple of years ago, and they kind of just like opened my mind up to like not be so selfish with moves you make on a day-to-day basis. Because he was saying like how and crazy, you know, of course he wasn't our race, but it was just crazy how the information that he got in his household versus what we would normally get. the conversation. Saying like how his mom and dad sacrificed so much, like, and it wasn't like a huge thing for them. It was like putting back a little for so long that adds up over the course of the 20, 25 years before they even pass, whatever the case may be.
Right.
It's like put a little bit back now, plant that seed now, and it'll eventually grow. Yeah. So my thing is plant the seed now. So I have mutual funds, I have things that nature set up for my daughter. So when she do become of age, she can, be afforded the opportunity to have a, car going to school, college paid for if she decide to do that, or she want to take entrepreneur route. She'll have things set up. I'll show her how to leverage credit. I'll show her how to build business credit, things of that nature. Like, we wasn't privy to that information, but now that we have it, like, just think about how much further along she will be. Like, just think about she getting this information when I started with her when she was like 2 years old. She's 3 now. She know a lot more than like some grown folks. Yeah. And then just that alone, man, just think about, her in 15 years, young entrepreneur, on Forbes at 16 years old. Like, that's a possibility for her. And, I'm just kind of getting the wave. I ain't too old, but I'm getting older. Just getting the wave. Yeah, we getting there, brother. Losing hair and all. You understand? But, just got the wave, and I just want to empower people now that I got I would say the keys. Shout out DJ Khaled. We got the keys, and I just want to give as many people this game as I can. Like, I ain't trying to hold back. Like, I want you to see, like, the time is now for us. Like, we was deprived of information. We was deprived. Like, you get your tongue cut out if you was learning. Like, think about how powerful that is and how the oppressors saw that, man, these people be so much value if they know something. Now that we have access to books, the internet, to learn as much as we possibly can, like, learning is endless, man. You can just take in as much as you can. Like, we got to take advantage of that. Yeah. Like, get outside of this mindset of what it used to be. Like, I don't like to read, I don't like to do. Like, force yourself to do that, because that information alone can set you up, like, long term. And that's big.
There's literally like no excuse, because you don't like reading. Like, they got audio books.
Exactly.
They got visuals by way of YouTube. Like, you on social media all day anyway, man. Just, like, you spend your time, you follow that bull crap. I ain't gonna tell you take the bull crap out your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But follow somebody else that's about something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like they stuff. Look at they stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that you're doing, man, it's a way to use that to be productive. That's the beauty. That's what I'm talking about. It's the best time to be alive. Like, you literally can't run from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter where you go, where you look, there are people in your town, there are people on the internet, there's people still calling on phones, there's people like still mailing you get emailed. Like, it's literally every format, and you have every single one of them right there in your hand.
That's
you know
crazy,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, and you got access to all of that stuff right there, man. Like, knowledge used to be illegal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it used to be illegal. Okay. Like, it's not no more. Like, get in the game.
But you think about that, though, I guess that's some gratitude, too, in itself. Because, like, we ain't old, we ain't young. We, like, we saw both sides of it. And what I mean by that is, like, in the 90s, like, when we came about, internet was just kicking off. Mm-hmm. I remember my auntie Ray had, like, books of encyclopedias. Man, you want to know something? You got to go there. Like, just think about how that was. They had a box phone. We had no cell phone. You had dial-up internet. There was something going on. Yeah. And it's like, you saw that. And just the way that's taking place now, like, these kids ain't got no excuse whatsoever. Like, like, everything you can do, all your contacts, your networks, everything, only, like, reaching out to some people on social media recently, that I never thought, like, to be connected with. It's just at the tip of the finger, man. You just like, hey, having a conversation with them, they across the world. Mm-hmm. This is amazing to me, man. Like, we so far along nowadays, man, and we just gotta tap into it and take advantage of it, just maximize, honestly. Yeah, it's big.
But the opportunities out there, man, they laying down, man. Like, some of it even getting forced to you. All you gotta do is pick it up, man.
Crazy.
Like, I mean, you got, like, it's there. Like, you gotta, like, pick it up. Like, it's in your face. It's in your hand right there. In your hand.
Every single day.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man.
And I guess the discipline falls on like what content you absorbing though. You know, because we'll spend 6-7 hours, man. Like, you know, there's some nice little Instagram models on there, brother, but don't use all your hours. You know, give it a little time. I understand, you know, 10, 15 minutes, look at, you know. Yeah. But however, it's like, what do you want? What do you see yourself being? Like, what do you see yourself becoming? That's more important than anything else. So it's like, let me limit what am I doing? Like, what am I watching? And put this, gear everything towards like what I want to become, like, and to spend your time invested in that, and then eventually, man, it'll manifest itself based on what you're seeing. Like, it's just like, yo, I'm keep consuming good things. I'm keep consuming this information about where I want to take my life to, and then all of a sudden you start to see that stuff take place in your life, and it's just like a whole game change in itself. Yeah, that's one thing that's been big for me, like changing my whole setting. Because of course, if you tap into just say Instagram models, or I'm watching car, whatever the case may be. You really like Instagram models? Like, well, you know, single man, brother. Time to time, I like to look. But no, I'm saying, like, they'll give you, you know, just tracking your record of what you're looking at, they'll give you more suggestions on, hey, here goes somebody else, and then before you know it, you like, follow. But if you, like, change the whole pattern of, like, what you're looking at, like, okay, well, let me look at the Jay Morrisons of the world. Let me look at, you know, the Markrell Russells, like the Antonio Buchanans of the world, man. Them cats is out there, like, really setting a path for their destiny, man. And then you go tap into that. Now they suggesting other people that follow along with them. And then you like, okay, well, now I'm motivated. Right. Like, I'm seeing this. Oh, they doing it. I can do it too. So it's like, okay, well, let me change my whole mind. It's just a transformation, man. I think it's huge. Once I did that, like, that really was a wake-up call for me. Like, yo, let's make it happen. Yeah.
And transformation, man, I don't care how big it is, man. It all starts simple. All you gotta do is literally challenge yourself. Set a goal for the day. Right. You know what I'm saying? That you want to learn something different. You know what I'm saying? And even break that goal down even smaller, man, like to bite size. They say in this hour, like, I'm gonna go read, I don't know, go click one post or go watch one video that's talking about something that's, you know what I'm saying, that could be productive in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you do that every other hour, man, or you can just do that once a day. Do it for a set amount of days, man, and just watch how much your life actually transforms, man. Just many decisions. A lot of people talk about discipline, and it's become this thing that you just can't really, it's like this unattainable thing, man. Right. But discipline is literally just a series of decisions, man, and you making the right decision more than you making the wrong decisions. You know what I'm saying? So every day, throughout the day, every second, man, we faced with decisions, man. You got to start, like, scratch all this stuff about yourself, because that's where that comfort, like, I just want to be comfortable. You talk about yourself. Right. You ain't talking about that for your kids. Like, you want your kids to be most decent parents and better. Want something a little bit better for their kids, man. And being comfortable is not acceptable. You know what I'm saying? So start thinking about your kids. Like, don't do it for you. Do it for your kids, man. Whatever you think about doing, whatever you need to do, think about it for your kids. So if that means when you see your Instagram models, like 5 pictures, but give yourself a challenge. For every 5 pictures, I'm gonna go see something of substance. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, just pull away from it. Just learn how to get away from it. Like, and after a while, you'll see how things start to win out. The next thing you know, you looking at like 30, you know what I'm saying, little more productive things, and then you liking just that one little crazy picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the power of just them little small decisions. It transforms your entire life, man.
Like, just develop discipline over time. Make better decisions.
Absolutely.
Make a lot of sense.
Man, I'm out of my smoke, man. I think I'm about done.
I say everybody coming to a close. But I guess I kind of leave the people with this. Like, I know you kind of mentioned a few things about how important ownership is. Mm-hmm. So I know a lot of people are like, okay, so I don't know if my predicament is set up for this. Like, of course, you know, they don't really understand or know. Like, what can you leave them with? Like, I guess 2 or 3 things that you could say that can help them get on the verge of, like, starting. Like, what can I do? Like, the average person, man, is out here, you know, just living, like, every day, 9 to 5, whatever the case may be, whatever their situation is. Like, what can they do to, like, take a step into that?
I say find you a hobby that helps you grow.
Mm-hmm.
Find you a hobby that keeps you fit. And find you a hobby that brings you into a peaceful state. Keep working with them 3 babies.
You'll be all right.
Man, you're gonna be all right, man. They're gonna be that master balance, man. And I'm telling you, because you need all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't saying leave your 9 to 5. Like, sometimes you can work with that 9 to 5. You got some other things going on, and sometimes you use that 9 to 5 to pour into the other things that you may want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like ownership don't mean neglecting the 9 to 5.
Right.
Like, you can still do your other thing, man. What you think?
Make a lot of sense. Now it's just like, I guess I kind of just piggyback off that. I like that a lot, and I think just really just becoming aware of where you want to go, and then commit to it honestly, and whatever that is, leverage the 9 to 5. Like, I need money to either buy this to work in my favor to get to where I need to be.
Right.
So use that time. Like, don't just like, oh, once I leave at 5 o'clock I'm done. Like, let me go to sleep. Like, I'm just exhausted. Like, no, your desire to get to where you want to be should be greater than that. Like, now let me put in some little more time in this until I can actually buy back that time to cover those expenses, or cover that 9 to 5. Like, I want to buy my time when I get off at that 5. Like, let me put in 3-4 hours a day devoted to my dream. You gave them, you gave them 8 hours. Like, give yourself more. Like really, like hustle and bustle. Like you said, like really put yourself into that position for real. Like, yeah.
Can't get them more than you give yourself.
Right. And that's just what it is. Hey, man, you heard it here on The Morning Smoke, man. Tune in with us, man. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, the whole 9. Like, we're going to keep giving you as much value as we can. Just having a conversation over, the smoking vibe. It's typically what we do in lounges and things of that nature. So we just want to do that for you. Shoot some comments to us. Anything you want us to kind of touch on, reach out to us.